It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. It's AEW night. So we got a big show planned for you guys. We're talking all AEW Dynamite. We're going to break down that women's championship match. We're going to talk about the TNT championship between Darby Allin and Jungle Boy. Awesome show. This is TSL.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And welcome back to Total Spotfest Live. Thank you guys for joining us. This is our Thursday show, our post AEW Dynamite show. We're going to talk about last night's AEW Dynamite with not one, but two title matches, a bunch of matches. This is very wrestling heavy, which we just love here. But we're going to get all into it in just a moment. I am JJ Brownlee. With me, of course, is my sidekick. My sidekick? I didn't mean to say that. Oh, my God. My co-host, Jamie. I have been sick for 2 days. I am sorry. My co-host is here. He's carrying the load tonight, Jamie Faulkner.
I'm more of a Suzuki Samurai than a Suzuki Sidekick, but I will take it.
You are definitely, and that's a solid reference there. I'm a big fan of samurais. Someone who's not a big fan of samurais, whether they be the cars or the actual feudal Japanese warriors, it is the ninth wonder of the world, our special guest, Nick.
Hanzo swords are cool, though. Samurais, I don't know. There's a lot of gear. They got a lot of gear they got to lug around.
Hanzo.
All right. Well, I do. Let me preemptively apologize because I am looped up on a lot of allergy medications, so this could be fun. We might basically have two Nicks tonight, but luckily Jamie's going to walk us through AEW Dynamite from last night, all the highs, some lows, and everything else going on. So thank you for joining us. If you're watching us on YouTube, we do truly appreciate it. Give us a like down below if you like what you see. Give us a subscribe. Feel free to comment. You can also join the conversation. Follow us on Twitter at Total Spotfest, or you can follow Jamie and myself personally on Twitter as well. If you want to tell me how stupid I am for doing this show while sick and high as a mule, please feel free. It's at JMoney1536. Jamie is, of course, JFaulkner56. Nick is not on social media, probably for the betterment of our society.
Oh, but he is. But he is.
What? Did I miss something?
Yes. My daughter, Megan, of course, the forbidden door type person. She's on a different show, if you will. She saw on Twitter that Nick retweeted something just a couple days ago.
Is this like a Blue Blazer sighting? Is that what's going on here?
I feel like it.
We need some Zapruder film stuff going on here because I'm interested to know this. We're going to get to the bottom of that one way or another.
The accusation has been made.
I think Megan's just better. She lost 2 of her titles a week ago.
Oh, she's pissed. She's pissed.
She's trying to play it off like I only want to keep the AEW. No, you don't have all the belts and lose 2 of the belts and whatever. Yeah. So we're gonna get right into it. We got a jam-packed show coming for you tonight. So Jamie, why don't you start us off? Take us away. You had some news you want to talk to before we got into AEW. Is that right?
Easy thing. So
easy peasy. Go for it.
Yeah, WWE's one of their big guys said that Rhonda Rousey was going to be on her way back. Well, he lied. Big shock. Because
called it.
Yeah,
called it.
Well, and she might be back, but not this year. Maybe WrestleMania. Who knows? Because first things first. Congratulations, Rhonda Rousey. She is prego. So the baddest baby on the planet will be coming in September. She's actually been 4 months. So
4 months. Well, I mean, and she left after the 1 year because she wanted to have a baby before she got to a certain age or whatever it was. So it took her 2 years to get there, but this is why she stopped wrestling. I mean, really. So
yep. So
congratulations.
Mission accomplished.
She is pregnant. They didn't announce the sex of the baby or anything, but it's all over everywhere. Ronda Rousey is pregnant, so she is not coming back. So it looks like the only person that is definitely coming back is Becky Lynch soon.
You say definitely. Well, yeah. One day we'll see.
Oh, she'll be here. She's definitely said she's coming back. She will.
She will be. We'll see when. Anyway.
That's not a hot take. That's confirmed. She's coming back.
I don't doubt she'll be back. She was on This is AEW adjacent. She was on Pro Wrestling Tees. I get the mailer for Pro Wrestling Tees. She was wearing Sami Zayn's shirt, which is a real interesting because it's a shirt that benefits some Syrian refugees, I think, or something.
Sammy for Syria,
because he is Syrian. If you didn't know, he's actually Syrian descended. He's a Canadian from Syria, basically.
Yeah,
family from Syria.
Yeah, he's a Jewish Syrian from Canada.
And that's why he's in
Jewish?
Canada.
I thought he was Muslim.
I could swear he's Jewish.
They're close in theology. I don't know. I have no idea. He's a Canadian who's from Syria, a rich family. What?
Yeah. So I need more his shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. It's only out there for another few days.
But she was wearing it. It's her favorite shirt, is what the email said.
Yeah. So. And it's odd that he has a shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees and he's under contract with WWE. So but it's still cool that they're letting him do that because all the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds, go to help the refugees in Syria. So if you have not bought the shirt off Pro Wrestling Tees, you should. I'm going to go ahead and order one. I ordered a Will Ospreay one just a couple days ago, but I'm going to order this one because I just want to support him. This is a good cause.
It's a very good cause.
And
Kudos
when I
to
get
Sammy.
it, I will wear it on the show and show it off, just to show you guys.
Did you get the white Osprey?
Of course I did.
Oh,
the white rose.
It's fire. We'll see it on the show here in a week or two.
Yes, I'll wear it.
Great.
All right,
Great.
so anyway, enough other stuff. Let's just dive right into AEW. So it starts off with a match.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a promo. Oh.
No, wrong show. Actually, surprisingly was a good match. I'm not a big Ricky Starks fan, just to be blatantly honest. I think he's kind of a douche, but he's good in the ring. So I will give him that. He gives me the not Cameron Grimes-ish douche, he just has that arrogant smugness about him. I don't know. I can't.
He looks like a big baby to me.
Yeah, there you go.
He looks like a big infant.
See, to me, he's like the modernization of the original Razor Ramon character, douche.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. Great take. We're going to take that. We're going to put a pin in it. So Ricky Starks.
Even high, I can get it every once in a while.
Yeah. So Ricky Starks comes out with Hook, which is Taz's son. And Taz is on commentary for this match between him and Hangman Page. He
wasn't good on commentary either.
No, he was off, and he's usually great.
He's usually great, but yeah, he's great on Dark. But yeah, he was not there.
Maybe he's
tonight.
distracted.
Maybe because his son was on AEW and actually interfered. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, this is the number one contender going against Ricky Starks. They've said number one contender in this match. I had it written down 5 times. It could have been more, but I was distracted by my children, so I will blame it completely on them. It was okay, but I do want to call out. I do want to call this out. It seems like every guy who's got some kind of cowboy gimmick or does something cowboy, like wears cowboy boots or something, they all do fall away slams. It just seems like all of them do it. If you're a cowboy, you do fall away slam, and I don't get it.
I guess I really hadn't paid attention to that.
JBL,
sure.
Bullet Bob Orton,
man,
all of them do it.
I never really thought about.
You're a
that.
cowboy, you do a fall away slam. Well, of course he does a fall away slam, and he does a modified fall away slam, which I like. There's like a pump handle fall away slam into a bridging pin. It looks sick, and he didn't win with it, but it looked.
That's the
really
first
good.
time I'd seen him do it like that, though.
Yeah. Then he did a normal fall away slam later, which of course is like, oh, there it is.
There it is. Right.
Dude, what was that movie did where Ricky Starks got his head tangled up on the mat? Did you see that?
Oh,
it looked
yeah, so
really gnarly.
So he did a release German suplex, but it looked like he let go late because Ricky Starks was supposed to land on his feet. Well, Ricky Starks landed on his head and feet. And it just did not look comfortable.
Which you're not supposed to. Your body's not supposed to do that.
He took it like a champ, but it was gnarly looking.
Yeah, and then when he did that, he messed up his ankle. Ricky Starks kept grabbing his ankle from that point on too. So when he landed, he must have jacked something up. But he did okay. Mm-hmm. He for Ricky, he was pretty solid. Adam Page went for
it was a decent match.
Yeah, Adam Page went for a buckshot lariat, and Ricky Starks missed, or like he missed him, and Ricky Starks went to a spear. I thought that was really cool. Tried to go for a Deadeye, didn't work, and then he ended up submitting him with like a crossface type thing, but then he grabbed his bad ankle and then he tapped
It's almost like I know you hate to hear this, but it's almost like Cena's STFU, is what it kind of looked like. Or modified. It's more from the side, not the back.
It kind of reminded me of Brian, the cruiserweight guy. Brian. No.
Brian Song.
No, the one who
Kendrick. Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick. Yeah, his hook thing. It kind of looked like his hook thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got like the one leg in, then he came around the side with the other thing. I don't know if I've seen Adam Page win with a submission.
That's the first one. He'd look a lot cooler if he did a lion tamer.
You can win more than one way. You can win more than one way. You don't have to be a spear every time or whatever the hell you do.
Yes. So,
yeah,
totally agree. After the match, Taz cuts a promo on Hangman. He's like, Hangman, hey, Hangman. It's like, Jesus, we get it. And then he talks about how he's going to face Brian Cage afterwards. And then Hook hits Hangman in the knee. And then here comes out Brian Cage. Brian Cage is going to do his powerbomb on him. And here comes out the Dark Order to make the save. So there you go.
Yay, Dark Order. That's
yay, Dark Order. The match was, it was a good opener. It was solid. It was not like what they've opened with in the past.
It was fine.
But
some good action.
But once again, we say this all the time. When you put the bar at Young Bucks, Pac, and Phoenix, you're not going to hit that.
No.
Every week. So it's a little bit unfair to Page and Starks, especially Page, because Page, Starks is. I like Starks a little more than you do. He's a good talent. I like the arrogant asshole. I think he's good on the mic, but. He's definitely, he's getting there,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine. It's a fine start.
So I like his ring work. I actually I think he's actually. I don't think he's good on the mic, personally.
Okay.
But that's the difference in opinion. And it's just maybe his youth. Who knows?
Yeah, he needs some more years, no matter what. In a few more years, I think if he keeps developing and keeps getting that. The constant work, I think he has the potential to be a really big heel.
Yeah.
Really big heel.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Then Penta and Alex Abrahantes cut a promo before their match. He signals the worst for the best friends in Orange Cassidy. He says that they're going to turn Orange Cassidy into orange juice. It was okay.
We've seen that line before.
Yeah, haven't heard that one before. But then the match came, and the best friend Trent came out to the best friends theme, not the Pixies.
I found that interesting because technically that song was for Orange Cassidy. So
yes,
but they're playing it for everybody else, even Statlander. So whatever. But
yeah, so whatevs.
Whatever.
My favorite thing is now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Trent has officially put a question mark behind his name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. Yeah. Explain that to me. I don't get it.
So when he gets announced, he's like hailing from blah blah blah. Trent? I don't get it either. But you know what? It's the best friends, and I love them. So you do you, boo.
Their weirdness makes them good because they're not good on the mic, so they got to be good on everything else.
Yes. So this was a good match. I do also want to call out for our DC comic fan here that Penta did come out in a Batman gear.
It was
really cool. It was like Dark Knight style.
I thought of JJ immediately.
Oh,
Same.
As soon as he came out, and I was like, please let that be your attire. Because sometimes he wears the mask on top of the mask. He'll take the other mask off, I thought he was going to do that, but then he left it on. And I go, it's the Dark Pentagon. I love it. It's great.
So this match had tons of moves. Tons and tons of moves. Yes, there's your Batman.
No, I was showing that to people on YouTube. You keep talking. Go ahead.
But, of course, we did get Canadian Destroyer. I think that's
an off the rope into a Canadian Destroyer.
It was sick.
Oh.
Then there was a pile drive attempt on the apron, which is also the hardest part of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
where Trent dropped Penta, but Penta kind of grabbed the rope. It looked kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then JR was all over it because he's like, that's a botch. It's like, oh, he didn't get it. Oh, oh, man.
Like, I'm not sure how bad he's feeling it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Trent hits a big spear on the outside, and then he kind of does the edge pop up where he's like, yeah. So whatever. Then they chop at each other. It was really good. What ended up with a distraction by Alex Abrahantes. If I'm messing up his names, I can do Japanese names, can't do Hispanic names. So he says that he goes, Penta says, you suck, your friends suck, but most of all, your mom sucks.
He pulled a your mom out in the middle of a match.
Yeah.
The guy from QVC pulled out a your mom sucks in the middle of a match.
Yeah, dude, I loved JR right after he said that. JR is like, what the hell?
I legit want to watch QVC next time he's on. Because if you guys didn't know, Alex Abrahantes, he does QVC hosting as well.
That's awesome.
So I'd love to just be on there next time he's on, just to see if this ever comes up. Because that was great.
Yeah. So Alex goes into the ring, then Orange Cassidy does his roll into the ring, and then he starts to do his hands in his pockets, but then Penta comes to, super kicks Orange Cassidy in the face. The ref sees Orange Cassidy ring, so he checks on them, and Alex Abrahantes does the typical Mike pop on the head. Yeah. And then Trent gets put into the package DDT. 1, 2, 3.
Package pile driver.
Package pile driver. 1, 2, 3. Penta gets the dub. So next week it's set up though for Orange Cassidy versus Penta, and I am here for that one for sure.
That's going to be great. I'm all about this here, and I think that you need to just. I think they're letting it slowly go back in the fold. They were trying to. See, they took that triangle. They're doing this like kind of like heel and face thing with them, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it's like just they are who they are. Put them all together again. So it's a good way to kind of get Penta out there so that you can fold back in Phoenix and Pac without having to immediately flip-flop them from face to heel. So
yeah,
I'm cool with a little 50-50 booking in this. Like, this is how you do 50-50 booking right? Because then you can come back and you can do Chucky versus Pac the week after it. You can, you have that's good. I'm fine with that. That's cool.
Yeah. So,
and I don't know if you saw this or not. Have you seen the new Best Friend shirt, by the way?
No.
All right. So we're talking a lot about Fashion Night, but that's okay. So it's how they have the cartoon thing where it's the two of them and it's like hugging around, and they have the different like Orange Cassidy, and they have the different
holidays.
Thank you, holiday themed one. Well, now they have a new one since they have a fourth member. It's an E-Team themed one. So you have a 3-person bike with Statlander in the little basket in the front, all in the cartoon style, like E.T.
That's cool.
Go look it up.
Is it a black T-shirt?
It's a black T-shirt. It looked better as a white T-shirt. It looked better as a white shirt, but if
it's a white shirt, I'd probably maybe pull the trigger. I just don't want more black wrestling shirts.
More black wrestling T-shirts. All right. Fashion talk aside, let's get back to wrestling.
All right. So after that, we get one of 2 amazing promos for the night. I enjoyed this one a lot. It was JR with the Pinnacle and MJF's reaction to Jericho's quote-unquote immortal promo. So Tully got a gift for MJF, and Wardlow presents it to him. Instead of the regular Burberry, is now a silk Burberry. And it actually looked kind of good. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of cool look to it. Sure. Then Wardlow takes exception to Jericho's promo. He said that his voice trembled and everything right after he talked about Wardlow because he set things in motion and blah, blah, blah. And then he's one of the best in the game, but he's not close to MJF, whatever. MJF goes on just a tirade. And I really enjoyed his tirade with it because he's like, you say I'm one of the greatest for 25. That's bullshit. I'm the greatest. I'm one of the greatest, period. And I'm like, I love that because he's not wrong. And then he goes, when you were 25, you're jerking the curtain at WCW Worldwide, which I love that.
I know that was he threw us some good little splits. He did very good. His promos, the reason I appreciate his promos so much is because he can go very fast and stay on point and not skip around and fuck up. So he did great with that.
So it ends with him saying that. Chris is right. He is a mark. He's a mark for his spot. And I loved that whole ending piece.
That's a good thing.
So that was a great promo. So right after that, we get match of the night.
Match of the night.
Match of the night.
For me, definitely match of the night.
That main event, though, surprised me, and we're going to get to that.
We'll get to that here, but this is my match of the night by far.
So this is for the AEW Women's World Championship. Tay Conti with the Dark Order versus Hikaru Shida. Excellent match. Oh,
so good.
Like it was amazing.
It had everything we wanted.
So Tay Conti did wear her green, the green that her and Anna Jay got. So there's the matching. She looked great. Who cares? But anyway,
she always looks great.
She does. So she pulled out some new moves tonight.
She did indeed. And by the way, the pacing in this match was just perfect. By the way, I know I'm a big guy. I always talk about pacing, but paced perfectly. Went through a commercial, great. Came back, great pacing. Great.
So the way I watched this match, I felt like these two women had their foot on the gas the whole time, and then it slowed down during the commercial break.
Absolutely.
And then they put it right back on, and it went nuts.
It was very back and forth, and then Shida kind of took over during the commercial break, and then they came back, and a little more back and forth, and then it just got bonkers for like the last quarter of the match.
Yeah, so Tay Conti does her judo throws, then she puts Shida in a corner, does her running pump kick, and then she does another one when Shida kind of fell down to the second rope and then just did a kick right on through. Right after that, they were doing some tussling, but then Tay Conti was able to get Shida up on the top, and then she kicked her in the stomach. Then she walked around, got on the top turnbuckle while Shida's laying face down, cattywampus on the corner, diagonal.
At a 45, across the two ropes in the corner.
And then Tay Conti gets onto the top turnbuckle right beside her and then just jumps and does a back senton right on her, and it looked awesome.
I'd not seen that before from her.
And they called that out. They said that's the first time they've seen her come off the top rope. And she went for her DDT a couple times and missed. And there was just a lot of near falls, a big Falcon Arrow. That Falcon Arrow looked great, and Ty kicked out, and Shida hits her version of the Deadeye, which I think that's great that a woman has the same move as another person, and it's not weird. So she hits that, and then hits her with the fireman backbreaker, which I thought looked great. That backbreaker was nasty. And then she hits the katana, 1, 2, 3. Shida does retain, but I will have to say Tay Conti showed out, and this was one hell of a match.
I mean, we all figured Shida would win, and we, unfortunately, because we've been in agreement talking about how it's time to move on. It's been 334 days that she's had the belt, and we're big fans of Tay Conti. If you have not heard us before, we talk about her a lot because we really do appreciate where she's come from in WWE, the work she's put in. I think she's deserving, but we all figured that Hikaru was going to win, and there's a couple moments where I'm like, maybe not. She kicked out that Falcon Arrow, and I'm like, holy crap, maybe Ty is going to win this thing, But no. It was a great match. Once again, another good women's match on AEW. There's the only women's match of the night, so there's still that.
Yeah.
But it was a very good one. And it was not the little 5-minute job or two. It had a good amount of time dedicated to it. So that's where I'm fine.
It was a long match. I think it was right around 12 to 13 minutes. It was a good length of match.
Then, like I said, so I'm good if you're going to only do one to make it a great match, but let's try and get two in every week.
But
Come on, guys.
but more seeds were planted right after this match.
Absolutely.
So typically, right after somebody wins, their music hits, right? Not today, Satan, not today, because Britt Baker's music hits. And Britt Baker comes out and she looks up. She does her version of the WrestleMania point because they have the rankings and she's number 2. And then boom, now she's the number 1 ranked person, and she points right at it. And I'm like, oh, you had your WrestleMania moment.
Dude, I thought of that immediately, and I'm like, you know what? She can do whatever the hell she wants. It's cool.
Right? Look at you. Look at the hypocrite over here. Bitch and whine about people pointing at the sign, but Britt Baker does it. Oh, that's cool. I like her.
I just have to call it out.
Yeah.
But of course, since there's been a Britt Baker sighting on Dynamite, that means there is a new T-shirt available for her at Pro Wrestling Tees DMD.
Another black shirt. Another black wrestling shirt.
But, it's legit. She puts out more shirts than, Tupac put out hits back in the 90s.
They don't put them out if they're not selling. So they must be flying off the shelves.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not hating, It's good for her. So it's obvious we're going to see them probably at Double or Nothing is my guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a little under, it's about a month away.
Then they're setting up for it, and she's going to win the title. I'm calling it now.
Oh,
that is my lock pick.
And I'm sorry. It's like, if you don't take, please don't misconstrue this, people. I do not dislike Shida. I like Shida a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's great. But you can't have a one-woman show.
No.
Eventually, it gets stale as hell. Even NXT had EO drop the belt, right? Because you got to keep it fresh. You got to keep stories shuffling, So it's time. It's time. And if they don't give the belt to Britt, there's fundamentally 3 things wrong with that. And Shida keeping the belt is only one of those. It's time for Britt to be with that belt. And please, goddamn, get a new belt.
Yeah.
I hate their women's belts more than I hate the New Japan World Heavyweight Championship belt.
That's a lot.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't disagree,
mind
JJ.
Much as you do. I hate the women's belt, and I don't mind the New Japan belt. It's growing on me.
I've learned to deal with it. It's fine. It's whatever. It's just not a great belt.
Yeah. I mean,
the women's belt is just the problem. It's too comically small. It was obviously made. It was obviously made for Riho, who was the inaugural champion. And I don't know, because Kenny was actually running the women's division to start. I think he still kind of is. And I think because he was such a fan of Riho, it's like, did you never think anyone else is ever going to hold this belt, Kenny? Because it's like ridiculously small.
Yeah, when Nyla Rose holds it up, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so let's move on. Miro cuts another promo, and Miro's promos are getting. I mean, Miro's great. So Miro's day is coming, is what I'm calling it. But yeah,
can't wait for the Miro's day chat.
Yeah. So no Kip. He needs his vindication. Doesn't care who you are, whatever. You can't keep him from Destiny. The real question is, what champion does he beat first? And I have my guess, but I'd like to open it up to the floor. Who do you think he's going to go after first?
I think he's going to go after. I'm going to take this first, Nick. I think he's going to go after Darby. That's my guess. And by the way, when he was saying that, he talked about Kenny Omega and his Impact mouthpiece, whatever, or Darby Allin with your emo face paint daddy Sting. Emo face paint daddy. I was like, I like. Oh wait, pause, rewind. Did I really hear?
Dude, Miro's so
yes,
good.
Yes, he did.
So good.
But I first of all, it makes sense. He's a heel. Darby's a face, so that makes sense. Plus, I think it's the right progression because you put him with that belt, Then we get what we really want, which is him versus Archer, him versus Brian Cage, him versus Samoa Joe. I'm projecting. I'm sorry.
Yes, Samoa Joe. Yes. Yes.
But you know what I mean. It's like I think that's the right spot because you're going to have Kenny Omega and Hangman. Definitely, I'm calling this out. That's your all out main event by far. Omega and Hangman, and then you have Moxley in that picture. Jericho's up in there. MJF will be mixed in with that. You put Miro in the TNT picture. That's what that's my guess. Nick, what do you think?
I agree. Couple of things.
Damn, I'm good.
No, to me, yeah.
Or I'm high.
To me, it's a good match in not in the sense that it's going to be good wrestling, but just the way the math works out. You covered the heel face bit. Darby has been on every episode, and Darby's cool, but it's getting a little long in the tooth for me at least.
Yep.
The other thing is that Darby, as we well know, is there to take punishment. It's his niche. He's very good at it. And Miro's niche is the berserker mode, where he's just going to bust in like Kool-Aid and just start destroying. So I think it'll be a 5-6 minute match. Miro's going to go in there and throw Darby around like a rag doll, destroy everything in sight, and then he'll leave with the belt.
I really need to make that. I really need to hit Photoshop and make that picture of the Kool-Aid Man, but it's Miro. Oh yeah, it's Miro Day.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
All right, so I agree with you guys. Darby is the first one he's gonna go after. That makes the most sense. Get him the belt there, and then he can work his way up. But so right after that promo, we get the second major promo of the night. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to give Miro's props. That was a good one. So the third good promo of the night. When Tony Schiavone is in the middle of the ring, like he always is. Did he ask for Sting? No. So we're in for a treat here, ladies and gentlemen. He introduced the Inner Circle, who came out of the face tunnel yet again.
Fully faced, not even questioning.
No, not even questioning. Oh, we love you, fans. We love all of you. It was like, okay.
It was odd. It was odd, right?
It's like, dude, we know. It's fine. You don't have to tell us. We know you love us. It's great. So Jericho comes out amp. He says that there's a lot of energy tonight. May 5th, Blood and Guts. He mentions Iron Mike knocking out Cash Wheeler and blah, blah, blah. Then Hager has straws because he says that, they're all going to have to drink meat out of a straw because they're going to punch him in the mouth or whatever and wire
It's good to know Hager's promo skills have not changed at all.
Yeah, it was bad.
They're still bad.
Yeah. Then Santana
but bad
talked.
in a funny way. Bad in a funny way.
Yeah. Then Santana talked, which I like Santana. He says, you waited till you had a crew before you could come ask because you wanted to face the best, but we're the best, and you got your crew to jump us, which is smart. But where I'm from, that's called a bitch move.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, that is so perfect.
And
was my
Ortiz
favorite part.
didn't say a word. He just was looking hard the whole time.
Yeah, him Sammy. The only thing Sammy said was what was Spanish for straw.
Yeah, he asked Sammy what which is an old bit from a while ago, if you remember, right?
Yeah. Then they've seen the color of blood, but May 5th they're gonna see the size of your heart is how Santana ended, and I like that. And then Jericho, wrote a show tune about MJF, which was whatever. It was fine. But then they said next week on Dynamite they are going to have a good old fashioned parlay.
Like
Haven't
Pirates
heard
of the
that in a minute.
Caribbean shit. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
So they are going to discuss what are the rules of Blood and Guts, like what can you do, what you can't do, and I really am looking forward to that because we know it's going to break out into insanity.
I know, because it's like I'm wondering, are they going to go like they gave one a promo for like next week? They have they had the image later on when they're doing the matches for next week. They had to think about the parlay, and they had a superimposed image in the background of what we can guess is going to be the Blood and Guts match. So it's the two rings with the cage around them both. And the cage, there's only been one cage match in AEW, which is amazing when you think about it. They've been around for 2 years and change, right? Or something like that.
2 years.
and there's only been that one cage match, and the cage is actually a different style cage than what it's in WWE or Japan or Impact. It's bigger than the ring, it's taller than normal, and it looked like it was that structure too. So there's room to walk around the entire ring. Not like Hell in the Cell big, but just like a little bit of room around the entire ring on the outside is what it looked like. So
yeah, it could be Hell in the Cell like width, but not height.
well,
But
but I think if you look at it, well, because it looked taller. And it's been a while because, like I said, it was only the one that we had in Atlanta when Cody Rhodes and Wardlow. Cody Rhodes and Wardlow were the one cage match. It looked taller than normal. It was just like a little bit bigger. So it didn't go right up to the ring. It went to a little bit bigger than that. But I don't know. Are you going to have weapons suspended from the ceiling like TNA did with Lethal Lockdown? Are you going to do... I'm interested to see what they come up with because they're trying to play it as close to the vest that it's an homage to the original War Games. They even have an internet poster that mimics the 87 War Games poster if you haven't seen it online. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm interested to see. I think this is going to be – whenever you get MJF and Jericho in the ring, though, for a dueling promo, it's going to be gold. We know that.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, May 5th can't come soon enough for me. All right, so we go to our next match, dud of the night. Calling it now. Billy Gunn versus QT Marshall. I really don't care. QT Marshall wins because of interference by a go-go. That's all I'm going to talk about there. The best thing that happened about it was Dustin Rhodes comes out and he has a wooden chair because the wooden chair was brought in, and he hits
Camarado.
Yeah, Nick Camarado over the head, and Nick no-sold it and just looked all crazy intense. That was the big piece of it for me.
I like Nick. I don't even care about the match. I like Nick. He needs to lose the damn jacket. That straight jacket was terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But he looks good, and I'd like to see him just do his thing without this. I gave them the slightest bit of hope after that really good promo they had at the factory, right? Mm-hmm. It's gone. A go-go killed it last week. This match was terrible. No offense to Billy Gunn, but he shouldn't be wrestling anymore anyway. Yeah. No. Please move forward.
The highlight of this match was Billy Gunn's tan. It was nice. So, I'm not wrong. All right, so the next we have a promo. Shocker. The Elite are in their private trailer. I thought that it's fairly funny. It was a little cheeky. Don Callis, he talks about as Matt Jackson puts over why they're all elite, and they started all elite because of the all elite. Then he mentions Moxley and Kingston are back to challenge. Pay them a visit, come out and see us, and then you hear Horn just going nuts when Kenny's getting ready to talk. And he's like, man, that thing's pissing me off. Blah, blah, blah. Well, lo and behold, it's Moxley and Kingston and a big F-150 or Silverado or
it was
Ram.
a Sierra, technically.
Sierra with the brush guard on the front. And they run it into the Elite's trailer, but no one's in there. They grab a pipe and they bust out one of the windows. Moxley does, and they go inside. No one's there. Blah blah blah. The funniest thing that came out of this was when Moxley said to Eddie, "Is like this is why you gotta stop stealing shoes."
Yeah, like their interplay was good. This is fine. We know this setting. We know this setting up. It's cool. It's whatever. Whatever. So,
one person on this podcast is going to be really interested in this one: Powerhouse Hobbs versus Christian Cage. You know what?
This was a okay match.
It was an okay match, but I am gonna say something positive about Christian Cage.
What?
Yeah.
What? Have I been drinking too much of this stuff? Oh my God! What is this?
Buckle up, okay?
Wow.
He did a great job of selling for Hobbs. He did an awesome job of selling for Hobbs.
That's why he's there.
Yeah, but okay, but then he pissed me off like pretty much instantly right after that.
Okay, touche.
Yeah, because Hobbs was getting put over, everything. Oh wait, no, Christian gets the win by hitting the unprettier. They call it a kill switch. It's
No,
an unprettier.
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 Not calling it that.
So whatever. I'm still pissed that he put him over all that way. Then you know what? Doesn't let him win. Like, he should be jobbing for that guy. I'm sorry, because that's what he is. He is a jobber, in my opinion. A very high-priced jobber. If there's a Hall of Fame of jobbers, he would be in it.
Hobbs is okay. All right. Settle
I
down.
like that. That was perfect, Jamie.
Hobbs to me is the one that it's like, I don't know. I expected more from Hobbs. It's like I haven't really seen him wrestle lately. Now, granted, I don't watch as much Dark, and Dark and Elevation is like 5 hours worth of wrestling, and with everything else we got going on, that's a lot to cram in there as well. I know, but so I haven't really seen Hobbs wrestle too much. He's pretty much just been on the sideline of Team Taz.
He's green and powerful.
He's been green, and I thought that he looked about the same as he did 6-8 months ago. Last time I saw him wrestle on Dynamite,
He looked a little better. I mean, he was faster for sure.
It was fine. It was definitely better than the QT Marshall match by far. It was fine. It was whatever. Like I said, it's nothing that's gonna like write you home about. It was okay. It was fine.
Yeah. Right after that, Ricky Starks comes hobbling out to check on Hobbs, and then Hobbs, he stares down with Christian, whatever. So I guess whatever. So then right after that, there's a Jade Cargill vignette promo of her saying she doesn't need a manager, but if she does, they better make her a hell of a deal. Before she said that, Big Money Matt and Vicky were on there, making their pitches, whatever. Who cares? She's gonna end up getting a manager because that's honestly probably what she needs. I'm saying, just who's it gonna be?
She's pretty one-dimensional. Now, that's not a bad dimension, being what they've built her up as. But it's going to sour real fast. I know that Nick was already saying it was starting to sour for him a little bit last week or week before.
It's just one note. That's all.
Yeah. You can't play bass with one string and try and do Rage Against the Machine. You gotta get more in there. So.
I mean, look at Green Day. They just do one chord.
That's okay. Well, I wouldn't call that a good comparison because never mind. We're not digging into it.
I mean, they just do the same thing.
Why isn't
they had one good album, and then everything after it was the same damn thing until they just sold out. So
yes,
whatever.
Okay, so we're on the same page. I don't like Green Day.
Dookie was great. Dookie was fantastic.
Dookie was great. Yes. But I heard too much of it, and then the next album sounded exactly like it, and then the next album sounded exactly like it.
And then they sold out, and then it's like, whatever.
When Tomorrow comes, like, what the fuck is this? Sorry. Anyway, so Jade Cargill stuff.
Bring it back.
Okay.
Yes, we're all in agreement there. She needs some guidance. She needs a rudder on this ship.
Like a Mr. Fuji type or something. Not necessarily Mr. Fuji, but maybe bring somebody like that, or give her Tully Blanchard. Have her join the Pinnacle.
You know who she needs?
Knows?
I would love to see some females on these things. Go ahead.
Yes.
Reginald. She needs a Reginald.
Explain to me how that would do her any good, please, Nick, in detail.
I want more Reginald.
No. Please tell me. I want you to explain to everybody why she needs Reginald, what Reginald will do for her to make her more than a one-dimensional character. Go.
I personally enjoy the rise in blood pressure that Reginald brings to the show, and the mirth and merriment that it brings to Jamie and myself. And
So,
but you're not answering my question. I'm trying to figure out what Reginald. Well, why do you want Reginald to be her manager?
Nick, tag me in. Okay.
All right.
So this is it. So she's all money, right? What you need when you have money, you can ask Deion Sanders, you can ask MC Hammer, you can ask a lot of them. They have the succubus that's always with them who just drains them of their money and everything. It has to be associated with power and money, right? Well, if she's so money, you have to have the succubus. Reginald, by product, is a succubus. Is that correct? I think we all could agree that's kind of his role.
It's true
of being
story.
just
I think the official term is GIMP, but please go ahead.
Okay, well, succubus, because I like scary shit. You know,
And GIMP because I like. Oh, please go ahead.
yes. But anyway, so that would be the tie-in. So somebody of that nature, Peter Avalon, perfect. He's her Reginald.
Avalon is the right answer. Thank you for playing, Jamie. Nikki and Cameron Grimed. Okay.
All right. So
I'll pull it back though. No, real fast. I just real fast gave you Cameron Grimes. You only do that to piss me off, and because I've been sick for 2 days and I'm high on NyQuil. You see, like I can get away with it tonight. He doesn't give a shit. I don't. But you're right. Peter Avalon would be great with that.
All
I
right.
would love
so TNT Championship time.
that. Main event.
Jungle Boy with Luchasaurus coming out to Tarzan Boy as usual, and Darby Allin with his emo father Sting.
Emo face paint daddy.
Yeah. So
That needs to be a T-shirt.
It
Face paint daddy in the shape of Sting's face. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean that's perfect. So surprisingly, typical Darby Allin matches are he takes punishment for 98% of the match, and he finds some way to win. Right?
Well, typically, he fights off against a guy twice his size, too.
Yes. This match, however, did not follow that cadence. And I enjoyed this match because it didn't.
This is the type of match he should be having all the time. Him and Jungle Boy matchup, fantastic.
It was legit 50-50.
This is what we need from Darby Allin matches.
It was good. I enjoyed the hell out of this match. It was not a 5-star match by any stretch of the imagination,
No.
but it was really damn good. Like the coffin drop onto the apron, the hardest part of the ring. You know, that was awesome. You know, he showed a good amount. He did the big stunner, the over the shoulder stunner thingy that he does. I don't even know what he calls it, but it looks cool. You know, and Jungle Boy hit a lot of his things. You know, it went back and forth. It was a great match. And again, he didn't have to use his finisher in order to get the win. He did not have to do a coffin drop to get the win.
He only did the one coffin drop, if I remember right, the one on
That's
to
it.
the apron,
Yeah.
like halfway through.
Yeah, he hits the Last Supper pin combo, which is kind of like a modified figure 4, and then he rolls it up. Yet, if you watch it, because I replayed it, because I was like, wait, his shoulders were down
His shoulders
too.
were down too?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I watched it again, and actually it was not. His right shoulder was up. But it looked like both of his shoulders were down on live TV. So
it's an interesting finisher because it's a quick one too. It's one that
it's out of nowhere.
Yeah, I enjoyed. I enjoy more than one way to skin a cat. So, yeah.
It was good. Like I could talk about all the different moves and everything, but there's a lot of good stuff going on. I mean, Luchasaurus was trying to get Jungle Boy up, like motivate him, and then Sting, I guess, took exception to that. So then those two like kind of tangled. They didn't really throw punches or anything. They just did a push, and then they tangled and went back into the face.
Right.
And that was totally done on purpose. But
absolutely done on purpose. But also it's interesting because Luchasaurus allowed Jungle Boy to use him as like a ladder to help him get back up. But he didn't actually pull him back up. So technically he's not in the wrong.
Yeah.
But Sting took offense to it because
I guess you can't use a human dinosaur as a prop.
I guess it was a way to write them out of ringside.
Yeah. So Darby Allin gets the win. He still retains, which it annoys me. But this is not the time nor place for him to lose it. But then they do throw in a little curveball at the end because right after that, Scorpio Sky and All Ego Ethan Page come out and attack Darby. Page hits the Ego's edge, which I love that because he throws him like a effing lawn dart. It's beautiful. And then out comes Lance Archer to make the save. So here we go again with this weirdness that is Lance Archer. Is he face? Is he heel? What is he? Like, he needs to be in some kind of title picture, but like it's just weird with him. So clearly they're setting up probably next week or on May 5th, either one. It's going to be Darby Allin and Lance Archer versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page.
Right.
As obviously go set up, and they're probably going to do some kind of fatal 4-way between all four of them. Darby Allin's going to find some way to retain, and here comes Miro beating the bloody piss out of him to get in what's rightfully Miro's.
Yep.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think for the most part, Archer is face. I mean, as best I could tell, because Sting's whole pep talk to him a couple weeks back, I guess he's face for the most part, though it's like his character is not a face character. The Murder Hawk monster, everybody dies. That's not the happy-go-lucky face slogan. But that's him. That's his song and his name right there. So I like the four of them. Add Miro in. I like that. I would have loved to see Jungle Boy win, but then again, I don't think it's time for Jungle Boy to be a singles champion yet.
No.
I've given big praise to Jungle Boy. I think he's a cornerstone of the future of the company. I think in 15 years, him and MJF are going to have a feud that's going to knock our socks off.
Oh,
It's
100%.
unbelievable. But he needs more time to kind of get there. And while he's been a workhorse, and he's got the second most victories of anybody that's in All Elite Wrestling, he's still not green, but he's not as seasoned to be a singles champion yet. Give him a tag belt first.
That's why
then we'll talk about that.
I think give him a shot with the tag belts. That's probably not gonna happen for a while because of everything going on with Pinnacle and Inner Circle, and then you got the Elite
With the Bucks.
Yeah.
Moxley and Kingston are probably gonna be next in line for but I think before you get to a singles title, it makes more sense to give him that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So that was your show, gentlemen's. Pretty good show.
It was a fine show. It was a good show. Rankings. Let's do Nick. You go first tonight.
Squash. I was impressed with what's his name in the first match, Ricky Starks, because I expected to completely hate the match, and he did a good job. There was a couple of, but all in all, it was just kind of an even paced deal. So that's squash.
All right, cool. Jamie.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna call it a squash. It was a solid all around night. That QT Marshall thing kind of burned me. And then honestly, the Christian Cage Powerhouse Hobbs match was just an average match. The big highlight, of course, is the Hikaru Shida Tay Conti, and the Jungle Boy Darby Allin matches. Those were the highlights, but they weren't not enough to get it over. Into the Spotfest. It's a solid 3.5.
Yeah, it's fair.
Right, but we don't split hairs here.
That's why we're calling it a squash.
2 squashes, make it 3 squashes. So I'm the same way. I think it's a squash fest. I think it was a good solid episode. AEW's bar is higher than the other shows as they are, but they also have a lot more better wrestling. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
Yes. I enjoyed it.
That's okay. Drugs once again.
Bad English is welcome here on this show.
Tay Conti and Hikaru Shida was fantastic. That main event was very good. That's the way you do a Darby Allin match. Right opponent. None of this him getting the shit beat out of him and then you move win. The other matches, Hangman Page and Ricky Starks was okay. Penta, Miro, and Trent, it was good. Pretty good.
Got a destroyer out of it.
Billy Gunn, QT Marshall sucked. Christian Cage, Powerhouse Hobbs was okay. So they didn't have even with the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle, they didn't have a lot of remarkable landmark promo stuff or whatever. Some of it was very throwaway. So give it right in the middle there. It was a good wrestling show to watch. So 3 out of 5. So that's what we think.
So yeah.
Please. No, that's okay. I don't know where I am anymore, so that's fine.
So one thing I will say, this is gonna be my last hot take. For now, until next week. I really think that by this time next year, if not sooner, if Raw keeps doing what Raw is doing, and AEW keeps doing what AEW is doing, AEW's gonna have more viewers than Raw.
Oh,
I don't doubt that.
the only reason that
I would never have believed that before, but I think that's a definite possibility.
The only reason I'm hesitant is just because of the insane surplus of dumb people, just in the world in general. I'm very pessimistic when it comes to that.
Okay. I'm gonna be a little more generous.
Zombies.
Than Nick is.
I don't know. Whatever you want to call them.
No, stop it. You're not getting any better. Okay. No.
Stop taking.
Please stop. I'm gonna be okay. There is a built-in number of people who are only going to watch Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. People that have grown up with it, that are very well versed in it. That is it. I have 3 hours a week to dedicate my life to wrestling, and I've always watched this since I was in high school. I'm just going to watch this one show. That's it. You have those people. You have a surplus of those people. Those people are actual human beings, not zombies, not corpses, like Nick is suggesting. So I think that regardless, there's going to be X number of people who are always going to watch Raw. It's always going to be their thing. They're always going to have that. They may be WWE in general, so maybe they'll watch that and SmackDown always, period. Nothing more, nothing less. But I think that a bigger number is that flux number that can come and go, which is why we've seen Raw and SmackDown shrink, go below 2 million. Like, if I would have told you 5 years ago that the SmackDown Raw would be showing, Raw would average less than 2 million people viewing, what would you say to me?
You're out of your damn mind.
I'm out of my goddamn. I mean, you said less than 2, less than 4. You know, There's a big chunk there. Plus, you have the people that are. I think you get more and more people interested in wrestling as wrestling rather than wrestling as something that WWE created, which they like to. There was that narrative for a long time that wrestling is that thing. That's wrestling. Nothing else is just that. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, I didn't think it'd be possible, maybe in the long term, but you very well could be right. I mean, I don't doubt that in a year's time, they very well could surpass Raw for sure.
And the thing is, they're pulling 1.9s, and if Blood and Guts goes over the way it goes, I'm expecting a 1.5 for that one, just to be honest with you. I think people are going to tune in for that.
Oh, yeah.
And then that might bring in a whole new echelon of viewers. And then here you go. They're doing 1.5s all the time, and then they might spike to 1.7, and then they do something big or bring in somebody, that will bring in some fans to Mojo, or maybe some women iconics, that just
Theatrinidad.
Yeah, Theatrinidad. I mean, they can bring in the things. They got the money, and.
Oh yeah. The cons have the money, no doubt. But I think that's the key there is that, yeah, it'd be great for them to go out and hit 2 million and just do it right now, right? Okay, the goal was 1 million forever. They finally hit it. They surpassed it. So let's stay above that million.
Yes.
Then let's stay above 1.2. And let's keep that consistent, So as long as a product like this week right here is a perfect example. This was not the same show. It didn't have a 5-star match, but it's a very consistent, very good, very entertaining product that'll continue your audience until you have your next big splash, and they continue that audience. That's Freitag's Pyramid of Illusions, or whatever the hell Nick talks about on Mondays.
You got the Freitag part right.
Oh, I did get that right? Okay. Well, I got something right.
Isn't it a Freitag splash? Isn't that Eddie Guerrero's move?
Yeah.
Is it really?
No. It was what's his name?
Freitag's Monster? Is it the guy with the things in his head? Or no? Oh no.
No. What? Oh man, the one who was Vince McMahon's baby. Hornswoggle. Yeah, it's Hornswoggle's move. The tadpole splash, the Freitag splash. That's what we're going to call it.
There you go. If you don't know what we're talking about, we gave Nick his own segment on Mondays, and we were expecting just a rant of an angry, middle-aged man, and boy, were we surprised. We got Freitag's Pyramid of like story, character, arc develop. I don't even know what it was. Please check us out. Check us out on Tuesdays, because that. So if you join us just for AEW, thank you for your time. We do appreciate it. We'll be back again every Thursday with our AEW review. Let us know. To either comment down below, send us a tweet. Let us know what you thought of this episode. Was it middle of the road like we all thought? Did something get it above that for you? Was the Tay Conti and Hikaru Shida match or that main event super stellar, just got you above that? Did you think it was maybe a step down? What were your thoughts? But we'll be back every Thursday with our Dynamite review. But please check us out on Tuesdays, too, if you don't already. We switch up our content a little bit, so we're not just covering WWE in the same fashion as AEW like we used to be doing. We're doing a lot more kind of a wrestling roundabout. We're talking about New Japan. We're talking about Impact Wrestling. We're still touching base with WWE. Ever so briefly, and NXT as well. This coming Tuesday, we're going to talk about Kenny Omega potentially getting 2 more belts on his waist. Mm-hmm. Yes, 2 belts, because the Impact champion is actually a unified champion. So him and Rich Swann facing off this coming Sunday at Impact's Rebellion. So check us out on Tuesday. We'll talk about Rebellion, and if Kenny Omega is a 4 belt holder. It's like he still has AAA. Yeah, 4 belt holder. But we'll be back every Tuesday and Thursday. If you are on YouTube, thank you. Give us a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the show. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you like what you saw. If you're following us on any of your favorite podcast stations, thank you very much. We are available on YouTube. Or you can follow us on Twitter at Total Spotfest. Follow Jamie and myself as well on Twitter if you like. That's at JMoney1536 for me, at JFaulkner56 for Jamie. Nick is just Nick, and he'll always be Nick.
You can write.
But
write me
we're gonna investigate that, though. Apparently there's some rumblings. We gotta get Megan involved here because we'll get to the bottom of that for you guys. So I want to thank you guys for joining us, giving us some of your time. Nick, why don't you say some nice things to the peoples?
Have a nice weekend.
That's very nice of you. All right, Jamie, take us home.
All right. Well, if you're not down with TSL, I have 4 words for you. Don't do bitch moves.
That's it. All right, thank you guys.
Sound advice.